Hello, guys. This is the Overwatch show for the Galago boys. My name is Owen. I'm a big Overwatch fan. I am here with Sam.
Hello, I'm a somewhat big Overwatch fan.
Now, okay, yeah, he's a big fan of the owl.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of the game and the owl. But together, we do really like the owl, don't we?
Yeah, I may have spent a bit of money on some merch before it went crap.
Yeah. No
No shame.
There's many nights of just like, oh my god, are you watching? Did you see that? Oh, it's been great. We've been dying for the season 2, haven't we?
Oh, we have. I've been waiting so long, so long.
Yeah. Right. And on that note, it's starting in what, 2 days?
At this point,
2 days?
in roughly 48 hours.
Yeah. 48 hours from now, we'll be ready and watching our first game with, I believe it's London, isn't it?
Yeah,
London
it's
and
a rematch of the final.
Philly Fusion.
Yeah, rematch of the final.
Oh,
which is an
looking forward to
interesting
that.
one to start on. I'll give it that.
it is, yeah. Do you reckon they did it deliberately, or is that just how?
I think they
drawed?
might have done. I don't
Yeah.
think it's very random.
Yeah, probably.
Because the chances of just having a rematch of the final is...
Yeah, especially with the new teams as well. What,
Yeah.
eight new teams?
Yeah.
And they're just random hat draws and just like, oh, look at this first game.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it was used to try and bring in more viewers. Or to try and bring more people back. Because the final was bloody good.
It was a great day.
So,
looking forward to the next one.
yes, they're probably hoping that a rematch of the finals will drag more people in.
Yeah. So, because it's starting in a couple of days, we did have the preseason, apparently. Sam, do you want to have a quick rundown of that? You know a bit more about that than me?
I watched maybe 20 minutes of some of them, if even that, and oh my god, I wanted some proper Overwatch League sort of stuff, some proper competitive, going at it. I tuned in, and I
Some
got some
real
extra
good
Bastion
games.
plays, and well, don't get me wrong, it can be entertaining. Some cheeky
Of
smash
course.
Bastion when it's a surprise. Both teams are doing it. It's not quite as entertaining anymore.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And then Nate Nanza wasn't happy, the commissioner, and so
You showed that tweet to me.
yeah, the tweet of let me just get what he said. I probably should have had this up beforehand. Yeah.
We'll quote it. We'll quote him.
Yeah, for the final match today and all day tomorrow, we're switching to mystery heroes. I was hoping we could have some competitive maps for the community today, and I'm disappointed that didn't happen. You, the fans, are why we do this and why we have jobs. Sorry to let you down. And
I don't see why Mystery Heroes would have made things any better than what was happening. It just sounds like they were picking not necessarily competitive picks, but they were still, I'm assuming, working as a team and stuff, right? And
yeah, there
was some game. Like, why would Mystery Heroes make that any better?
Because if I don't really
Did it
know.
make it any better?
I feel like it just added a bit more variety, maybe. Sort of. It was sort of an excuse for it to not be serious. Because they sort of advertised it as scrims. So they advertised it to be sort of serious games that it's essentially going to be what the preseason was last season.
Yeah.
Because
the preseason last season was good.
Yeah. But this season no one wanted to show their hands. So even though it's probably goats, so don't really see.
So yeah, it comes as no surprise though at this point. I'd imagine we're going to get a good few weeks of goats.
Yeah, but
and then hopefully someone will just be like whip out like after the first few weeks, a team will be like, yeah, now we've shown everyone goats. Now we'll show our counter to goats.
Yeah.
And as soon as the first team shows the counter, that'll be where it's at.
Yeah.
And that'll be when this season will start really getting going, when it starts swaying away from goats.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to see more like the double sniper comps. I do quite like double sniper comps, especially when it's people who can actually play snipers and not just random Joe Blogs picking Hanzo because he doesn't want to play anything else.
Those Widow mains.
Yeah, things like that I don't like that. But when it's in the hands of a real professional and a team coordinating it and knowing exactly what they're doing and when they're executing it, that's stuff I like.
Yeah.
I like.
Although I was a fan of Dive, but then it lasted too long.
And I don't think Dive will last if it does come out with the recent Reaper buffs.
You can't. You can't.
You just can't dive. Yeah, it's the Reaper buffs and the Diva nerfs.
Yeah, it's just.
I don't think so.
It's just not going to work. It's just not going to work.
Yeah. Right. Well, considering the absolute shitstorm of a preseason, let's look forward to the actual season.
Yep.
With, as I say, we've already mentioned it, but there's been 8 new teams this season, which is very interesting.
I wasn't expecting 8.
No, I wasn't. When they said they were going to bring in some originally, I had no idea how many, but I wouldn't have guessed more than 4.
Yeah, I was expecting at most 4, purely because of how expensive it is.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. But from some of the teams that are new, let me just find the name of that one team.
That one team.
Where I'm trying. I think it's So the Vancouver Titans are the one that I'm personally looking forward to watching the most, purely because everyone on the roster, other than one person, came from the same team, the Runaways in Contenders.
Yeah.
Or the Runaway, even. Runaway? I don't know if Runaway is Runaway. But everyone other than one. So that team have had a lot of experience together, and coming from Contenders, they obviously drew some attention.
Yeah.
So I'm very much looking forward to them. Very, very much looking forward to them.
Yeah. I think they're definitely the team to watch. There are some players in other teams, like some individuals in other teams specifically that are there to watch. Like Defran, for example, is a big one. Everyone is going to have eyes on Defran.
Yeah, he's on. Was it Atlanta?
Yeah, but I think Vancouver are the actual team to watch.
Yeah. Oh yeah, obviously every team's going to have like those players to watch. But Vancouver, they're going to come out strong. They're going to start. If they start strong, they're going to be ones to watch.
Yeah,
because they're.
I definitely think they're a wild card.
Definitely. All right, who else? There's the Toronto Defiant. Not too interested in anyone on their team. I'm not familiar with a huge amount of their players.
No, neither am I, to be honest.
But they do have I don't know. They've got a couple of Tracer players, according to Liquipedia?
Yeah.
A couple of Tracer players. Not too exciting.
No.
Tracer's alright.
Yeah.
If you're in the right hands, like I don't know.
Sure, but
Doffran.
Is it really? It's not really a traitor meta at the minute, so that's sort of
really not.
So it's not really a selling point right now.
No. I'll say we don't really know what is going to come out strong, because we know that these teams are going to be practicing as goats and some form of anti-goats. Where we'll see the success, we don't know yet.
Is there anti-goats so far?
Well, that might be why these in the preseason was so dull, because they weren't going to bring out the anti-goats in the preseason.
Sure, but then
as you were saying, they wouldn't show their hand.
At the same time,
there has to be some sort of anti a comp. There just is.
You'd hope
whether we found it or not.
You'd hope so.
Whether it's been found or not.
Yeah.
We don't know.
I'd like to think with the new Reaper, which feels like he destroys tanks completely. Like, you'd like to think that maybe that does the job of getting rid of goats, but at the same time, in the professional setting, one Widow can ruin a Reaper. That's just how that is.
Well, one widow can take out anything, but you wouldn't if you were taking the Reaper against goats. The goats wouldn't have a widow.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So, unless there's some sort of flex goats that runs widow, I'm not too sure.
2 support instead of 3.
That would be. Well, you do see that with the May ones. No, is the May have? No, the May one has 2 tanks and a May. And 3 support. But you do see some flex, like you see flying goats as well, which has the Winston instead of Reinhardt, I think. Yeah, it's Winston, Zarya, Diva, and then 3 supports. But yeah. Anyway, how about Paris Eternal? There's another new one with 3 veteran players, as we've labelled it.
Yeah, I'd really like them to do well, but at the same time,
it's good to see another like close-ish to home. But you got to remember there is some, not. I'm trying not to be racist here, but I don't know what it is. But there's some born rivalry between British people and French people, which I feel is completely one-sided.
Yeah, I think it is. I think
they've got nothing against us, but for some reason it's just bred into us that we're insanely hot rivals.
Yeah, we're that like crazy ex-girlfriend that just won't go away.
Something like that. I don't quite understand it, but
we're just obsessed.
It's just there and it happened.
Yeah, but I do quite like that France they've sort of done the opposite of London. They are a European team in a way.
Yeah, they do have a lot of European players.
You can see that they've picked up European players. Probably, well, obviously specifically, but I don't know if that's if they're good enough to.
Well, we'll just have to see. They've got quite a few of the World Cup players. They've got 3 of the last World Cup. 4 of the last World Cup players. 3 from France and 1 of the UK players.
Yeah, that's true.
That appeared at the BlizzCon World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
So there's definitely talent on the team.
Yeah.
Whether it's as strong as some of the other things or some of the other players, we'll have to see.
Yeah, I think they might. Yeah. They might be one that struggles against the more set teams.
Yeah, maybe. Mm-hmm. Mm. Yeah, I see that. Mm. So yeah, we've got 3 new Chinese teams, isn't it? You've got Hangzhou Spark, Guangzhou Charge, and Chengdu Hunters. I don't know if I slaughtered those pronunciations, but I'm rolling with it. Of the 3, is there any you're particularly excited by? Yeah, it is. I think we counted. They've got about 4 or 5 different language players. So what language they'll choose to communicate in, I'm just going to have to imagine it'll be English because they've got 1 UK player there. So there's no chance. Like the UK people are renowned for being pretty poor at learning languages quickly, whereas the other countries do learn English as their second language quite often. So I'd imagine it's easier for them to practice their English than it is for him to do all the other. Which it's an unfortunate cultural thing, but it's just going to be it's not going to work unless it is English. Yeah, they'll at least know the basic things like kill this target, flank, what I don't know. I'm trying to think of command words, but oh yeah, I'd imagine they'd know stuff like that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's not it's not going to happen. It's gonna be English. It'll work. I'd imagine it'll take some getting used to. I'd imagine they'd be one of the teams that have played more scrims than any of the other teams because they just had to gel together way more. Yeah, definitely. So they're going into a lot of them come from again the contenders with one coming from Philly Fusion. But yeah, we'll just see how they go. They'll obviously have come in prepared for the tournament, and we'll see on their first game if they're good enough. So they don't necessarily have to win their first game. I've not seen the full roster. Not the roster, the fixtures. Oh, okay. Well, maybe, but again, that's a lot of. I think that is an all Chinese team in the Hunters, or most Chinese. But yeah, I don't know. It would be interesting to see. I don't think they have to win their first game, but if they don't get whitewashed, then we'll at least know that their communication's on point. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm trying to think what there's they've got a name for that section, don't they? I can't think what it is off the top of my head. Sour Patch Kids. Oh god, do you reckon is it still Sour Patch Kids? I forgot about those adverts. Oh yeah, proper. I remember them saying or seeing like some sort of article about it. And it's like you're not a real sports league until you're sponsored by some sort of soda. Oh yeah, you actually got. I don't. I've, I've only got Tanga. Yeah. Yeah. Well, hopefully not. Hopefully it won't be. But if it is, I don't know. Right. Who else is new? We still got. Did we? Oh yeah. So there's the Spark, which have a really. I'm quite excited for this team, mostly because I think they've got the best logo. Like, it's not the pink. The actual shape of the logo is really cool, and I'm pretty sure they I read somewhere that they had a different name. I don't remember what it was, but I think it was a Hangzhou railgun or something like that. And yeah, and Blizzard were or whoever was in charge was like, yeah, sorry, we're not allowing that because it's like some sort of weapon. It's like an electromagnetic. I think it's an electromagnetic weapon. It's like, all right. Yeah, that's what's sick about it. It's a finger gun. That's what I like about it. I think it's really cool. But well, what do you mean there? Oh, okay. Sorry, yeah. They're not a new team. Go on then. Oh yeah, that's keeping only one of their previous roster. Yeah, Geguri, who is she's such a good side player. Oh my god. Uh, when she was playing, she had the. I'm pretty sure her stats were like way higher than anyone else on the team for per 10 minutes because but she did play less game because she only came in the halfway through season. I think she was what in the stage 3 and 4 or something. I don't remember exactly. Yeah, but I'm looking for hopefully the new team or her new players, the new teammates. That's the word I'm looking for. Hopefully the two new teammates. I don't know, just give us some sort of I don't like a backbone to the team. What? Yeah. Well, yeah. Only one of the other teammates is still in the Overwatch League and on Washington Justice. Ado. He's the only other player to stay in the Overwatch League from Shanghai Dragons last season. It's not a great sign, but I don't know. Well, yeah, you've got to remember that the rest of the team, they had lost every game before they joined and every game after she joined, so their morale is going to be rock bottom. These new players coming in from contenders after winning some games and on a high that they've got into the Overwatch League, so they're going to be in a much better position mentally to play with. And you never, they might genuinely be better players. You, I say no. If they don't if Shanghai don't win their first game, Twitch chat is going to be full of memes like 0 and 80. Wait, it's going to be even more games, isn't it? Because there was 0 and 40. So oh my god, I'm not going to do the maths right now. But how does that work? All right, okay. Either way, well, I think that might be a good thing because a lot of the players were complaining that they were playing far too much. So it might be better for their I don't know their physical state. Yeah. Hmm. I don't know. Ah, I like the finger guns just because it's finger guns. Well, I don't know. Well, Washington Justice have picked up 3 players that got dropped. Well, I don't know if they got dropped, but transferred from other teams. So they got the Ado from Shanghai, they got Guido from Seoul Dynasty, and Yanis from uh, NYXL. So that's two. Well, NYXL and Seoul Dynasty, they're both pretty good teams. NYXL were expected to win it, like hands down. And what did they get? Fourth, third or fourth? Um, I can't remember exactly, but they won the stages, some of the stages, then got into the final and just didn't quite perform on the days that they needed to win it. Yeah, and London beat them. But yeah, London won the first stage final. Yeah, it was great. I love that. Go London. I am a London fan, by the way. Just looking right into the camera right now and saying, I am a London Spitfire fan. I always will be. You stroking your scarf? Well, even if they do, um, I still think I'd be the London fan, unless it happened to be Wolverhampton, and then I'd be or even if it was Birmingham, I still think I'd be a London fan. Yeah, they might do something like Edinburgh or Cardiff. I don't know, maybe. I don't know. Well, it was just an idea. If they said they weren't gonna do any more English teams, they could get away with saying that by saying, "Oh yeah, but we've got a Scottish team now, or an Irish team." But yeah, have we missed any of the new teams, or is it now just? I think we mentioned them all. Washington. There's a few other players on Washington, but they're again all contender players. I don't know. There's not a huge amount known about them unless you are a proper Contenders fan. There's not. I haven't gone out and looked for who I'm super excited for. I think there was a couple actually. Yeah, I'm trying to find him. I put a note next to him on our sheet. Work. Is he on salt? Yes, this guy fits. So I was doing some research on this guy, and he started his first game recorded on Wikipedia is about 3 months. There's about a 3-month difference between him being signed for Seoul Dynasty and his first recorded game for it wasn't even a Contenders, it was the Open Division. So he's gone from Open Division to Seoul Dynasty in 3 months. How insane is that? So the game in the Open Division, if I remember correctly, he did the team that he was playing for. I don't remember the name, but he lost to another team. I'm guessing it's got to be late finals. That team that he lost to picked him up. So they were obviously impressed with how well this person did, even though he was on the losing team. He was the opponent on a losing team. They were like, we're after him. And then from that team to Seoul Dynasty. That's someone to keep your eyes on. Yeah, his name fits in Seoul Dynasty. I'm hoping he gets a lot of playtime. But Seoul Dynasty, I'd imagine their roster is pretty difficult to make it into because they do have Fleeter and Munchkin as their other DPS players. And both of those are very good players. Yeah, that's true. But you do often still see people or teams pick their DPS players, but they'll just send the DPS on the brig or something. And just so that if they need to flex off their goats, they still have people who are comfortable on damage picks. So yeah, that guy, I want to keep my eyes on him. And I want to keep track on how he's doing. So I really want him to do well. I don't know if I'm overhyping him, in myself, but 3 months, dude. 3 months. That's mad. Exactly. Yeah. They're not just going to assign him for no reason. They're not going to be like, oh, we beat this team. They were all shit. Oh, let's just take that one anyway. No, there will be something that he stood out to them. There was something that they were like, we need him. And that's happened not once, but twice. And got him to the top tier of the esport he's in. And not even on like an underdog team. that yes, Seoul Dynasty is not a team that you write off that, oh yeah, we've got this. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to it. Very much looking forward to it. Have you got anyone like that you're particularly fond of? Right. I don't know how much he would actually play, because he's very much he needs to be in the right mindset, because he does. Mm, yeah. Mhm. Yep. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Without a doubt, he's a good player. Without a doubt. Mhm. Okay. Mhm. Yep. All right. I agree. I'm happy with that. All right. I want to talk about two more teams before we move on, because we're over the 30-minute mark now. Yeah, I know. Time flies when you're talking about crap you really enjoy talking about. So the first of the two teams I want to talk about. Actually, I'm gonna extend the list to three. There's three teams I want to talk about. I would. I have to mention the unchanged roster for Houston Outlaws, and they are the only team to go completely unchanged. I like the commitment. I I, I think it's really good because they haven't needed to adjust their players. They haven't needed. They know exactly what everyone's capable of. And they've just gone, finish the one season, scrim, 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 practice, 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 maybe some break, I'd imagine, as well. And then they're just going to go right back into it, basically exactly where they left off. Oh, yeah, they didn't finish particularly. They were about midway, weren't they? Hmm. What? Yeah, I see what you're saying, but I do. I think they know what they're doing. They knew going in. There was like, this is the game plan. We're not gonna. We won't make any changes. they were obviously comfortable enough with everyone's ability, and maybe they just didn't find anyone from the contenders from other teams that they felt would fit in if they were to replace someone, because they've got one of the bigger rosters as well. Not the biggest, but they've got a big roster. Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking. I think we'll see if it will pay off within maybe the first stage. I'd give it the first stage. If they aren't looking like they're getting anywhere, then I would start to consider maybe they should have taken the opportunity to swap the roster around a bit. Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. They also have one of the best named players. Boink. Yeah. But yeah, so everyone knows Jake. Jake's solid pick, and he's one of the. I think he is the best Junkrat in the league. That no one else really picks it, so there's that. But his does shine when he picks it. So he knows that hero in and out. They got Dante, another good, or Dante, another great player. He streams a lot, so that might also be like a negative of him, because he streams a lot. Everyone's going to know exactly what he does and how he plays. But then again, he doesn't stream his scrims or whatever. So who knows what he's like when he's practicing? Don't even know if he's going to be active, because he wasn't hugely active in the last season. Played a few games, but not a huge amount. But yeah, that's about all I've got to say on Outlaws. Yeah. Yeah. Right. The next team I wanted to talk about was the team that came second, Philly Fusion. They're another team that have kept mostly the same roster, with one new addition for Shadowburn, who dropped out to Paris Eternal, or transferred to Paris Eternal. And the player that they got was someone from their academy, which was kind of nice. So it's nice to see that they're actually looking at their academy players and be like, yeah, you're getting a promotion. So that's kind of cool. They're obviously a good team. They finished second. They're not a team to be like, to turn your nose apart and be like, oh crap. They're a force to be reckoned with. And yeah, they've got one of their players like actively plays for both the academy team and the Overwatch League team, which is kind of interesting to see. I didn't think that would be like, I don't know, efficient. It's like splitting the time across the two teams, but I guess again, we don't know how much that player is going to be played. He could just be a sub every now and then. He might still be really young and inexperienced, which is why they've got him on the main roster. But I think maybe he still needs to get more playtime. Who knows? I don't know the stats on how much he was played last season. You're competing for a spot against Carpe. No, it's true. Definitely not. But anyway, there was Boombox as well. Boombox. UK represent. He's just a cool dude. No, he's a solid support player. He does his job, keeps his team alive when he can. Well, keeps his team alive when he can. Yeah, that was right. Yeah. There is only one Jonak. Yeah. I've just realised if you looked at Jonak on our sheet that we made and his number 1 hero, I feel like there's a slight spelling error there. Zenyatta Yata. Anyway, yeah, of course you can, mate. So that brings me, the final team I wanted to talk about was obviously we spoke about who finished second, so it's only right we talk about who finished first, and that would, of course, London Spitfire. Must admit, they performed really well through most of the season, and then they had one hell of a shit period. Not really. I think it was more stage 4 than 3. There was a bit towards the end of 3 where they were just like, nah. So I wasn't expecting them to come out of the playoffs how they did. Was it playoffs? I don't know what it is. The final stage, basically. They pulled it out their arse, as we Brits say. And something drove them. And yeah, it really was. It was just like, yeah, they're not going to win this. And then, holy shit, they're actually going to do this. And then they did. And it was glorious. Yeah. It was great. So they've kept most of their roster. A few other players have swapped to other teams. Like Hureg, I think. Hureg? Yeah, Hureg went to Vancouver. I don't know, Hagopion. I don't think he played much. I think he was he was an inactive on the roster. He was on the roster, but he was inactive. And Closer as well has gone to Dallas. Yeah. 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 Well, they've got this Krillin from Sea Russia, which I think he's the only person from that team contenders team to make it into Overwatch League as a support player. I don't know. He should be all right. I've just noticed again that his first pick is Zenyatta Yata. So whatever your replace did was breaking stuff. Yeah. And then what? A flaw with their team. Yeah. They've got people who can flex off them. So I'm pretty sure we've seen Profit on something bizarre before. Yeah. But yeah, we don't know. I'm sure they're all professional players. They all know the whole roster. They obviously have strengths of who they're stronger at and who they're weaker at. But I'm sure they've got enough talent on the team to that just having 2 tank players isn't going to hinder them too much. But yeah, and then they've got the other their other new player, Guard, coming from Element Mystic, and there's a few different teams that have picked up players from Element Mystic. I don't know if it's the whole roster of Element Mystic that have been picked up, but I've remember going through and there was a few. Yeah, so there's a couple in Atlanta Reign. They've gone through. There's some on Shanghai and one on Vancouver. So there's 5 people on the team. So I don't know. Maybe most of the main roster got through at least. Well, I might have miscounted. I've had a look, but Maybe he might even have gone to one of the other academies for these teams. Like, could have gone to British Hurricane or something. You never know. I think it is British Hurricane, isn't it? Did I get that right? It's not London Hurricane. I think it is British Hurricane. Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, I think that's about all we need to say on that. I'm looking forward to it starting again. We've got our boys, or our usual squad. We've lost Golden Boy on the casting side, or the analysis presenter thing. Yeah. Which, I don't know, it's some sort of a promotion, I guess. But we've got Puckett, which is cool. We got Malik. He was a centre of some controversy last season, wasn't he? Well, he was one of the reasons XQC got was it XQC? Someone got dropped for the yeah. I don't. It's a ridiculous thing that's in the past. We don't need to talk about it. I just brought it up there. Interviewers, we have Zoe still, which we're very much looking forward to. And I don't know if we had this Emily before. Did we have Emily? Is she new? Have we seen her before? Was she in World Cup or something? Right. Okay. It is an announcement, I guess. All right. Fair enough. Yeah. Well, no, I normally just go with their I don't know, their tags or aliases. I don't know what it's called. Analysts, we've got Brennan Sideshow. I'm pretty sure they're the same too. Yeah, Sideshow's pretty cool. I like Sideshow. Ah, good point. Okay, fair enough. And then we have our commentators. We've got Monte Cristo and Doa, which they're probably my favourite pair. I hope they're still paired together because they bounce off each other really well. Very entertaining. Uber and Mr. X, again, I think they were two from last season. Not my most favourite because obviously Monty and Doa are best. And then there's Semler and Hexagrams. Again, those two names I don't recognise. If they're old, I apologise. If they were in last season, I'm really sorry, but I don't know. Monty and Doa just have not a better, but they have more of a presence when they're there. Like you know exactly who it is, and you remember them because it just sticks, and they know so much. Especially Monty, there's not a thing he doesn't know about the Korean scene. Not a thing. He knows everything. And same can be said for Doa. Like he knows his stuff. I don't know what specifically he knows. Like if he's got I don't know. He might know everything about the Chinese scene, but yeah, Monty knows everything about the Korean scene. Everything. Yeah. Do you want to take the next bullet point or the next two bullet points? You want to lead those? Yeah, that's why I said, do you want to take it? Yeah. So, does that mean that you can only go 0 and 28 across the whole season? Or is there four? But it just says you can play 28 games. Right. Hmm. I think it was. I think it was five. Yeah, it might have been five. Hmm. Oh, okay. I see. Yeah, I quite like that. It's like if someone really does a London Spitfire and pulls it out their ass right at the last sit, they have a chance. Hmm. I like it, but I also don't like it for the fact that some of the teams that have been trying so hard and done a lot, been a lot more consistent, might get fucked by that sort of system. That's true. Yeah. Well, yeah, because yeah, I guess that's the sort of thing where if you compare it to like the tennis, um, like rankings or whatever, you can have the number one person be beaten by like number 11, but still be number one because they haven't been beaten by like number two or number three, or they've earned enough points or whatever. So I think that's the same way that the football FIFA, yeah, works. Yeah. But yeah, so I guess it's a better way of for like if it's a tournament, it's a better way to get to a winner rather than trying to compare which team's the best team. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Of course. Of course. All right. They. I don't. I would assume they're confirmed. I take it with a pinch of salt, but these are from Wikipedia. Well, I mean, if they're wrong, it is on us for using an unreliable source, and we'll have to change our source of information. Yeah. I'll take the fall. I'm the fall guy here. See, I I like Elios. I'm I'm a bit I'm okay with Nepal. I I absolutely hate Busan. Literally every map on Busan is a goats map, except for the one where it's the weakest is the one with the big drum in the middle, with the shrine. That's probably the weakest. But it doesn't mean it's completely inviolable to run goats on it. But it's going to be so boring to watch unless we get the counter goats things, or we might get some Farah plays on that map on it. But in Mecha Base goats, and in I want to say it's like Market or something like that. Yeah, something like that. That one is just going to be goats. You might get a widow on that one, maybe. But then again, you wouldn't pick widow if the other team's goats, and if the other team's goats, you'll just go goats, so there won't be a widow. Yeah. Really? Oh my! No, I didn't. I didn't know about that one. I didn't know about that. So you can see what they run. Wow. Damn. What an advantage. There we are. Elios is alright. Nepal's alright. Yeah. Love it. I love it. I hate the first point on Hollywood. It's so boring, and it's usually either full hold or instant cap. There's very rarely an in between. Yeah. Yeah. I quite like the last point on that. There's no other Overwatch map that has the same sort of. You got a very long tunnel. And you've just got to get from once you get to that corner where you've just got to get to escort it along that straight. That is the one of the most fun parts of the game, I think, both to watch and to actually play on both attack and defend. So I think it's so unique. I don't know what it is about it, but there's just so many different ways you can defend it and attack it. It's so versatile, and I think you don't get that anywhere else. So the closest you get to that is Route 66 final point. But even that it doesn't have the same. I don't know. It's just not the same. I really like Hollywood for that. Yeah, it feels a bit more open. Yeah. Mm. I feel if they made that upper entrance a bit more accessible for heroes that I don't know, just add like some sort of like a ladder or something that you slow and you can't use your weapon to while you're on it or something, just to make it a bit more accessible. Because otherwise, if you can't fly up there or you've got no way to get up there, you've got to go all the way to the garage, round the back of it, and up the ramp and along the. You've got to go so far, so far. Yeah, yeah. Well, I don't know. There might. That's just uh, some sort of. It's just an opinion from me. That's all it is. Um, yeah. The last point for me on Numbani is I hate it. It's the complete opposite of of Hollywood, where you have one way to go. You've got the low ground with the big open tunnel, or the high ground where you've got no. You, there's no options on that one, in my opinion. Not compared to the other maps, and that with the lack of options, it makes it so difficult to attack. If you don't snowball through that, it's very difficult to regain some momentum there. Yeah. Temple of Draw Nubis or Snore Nubis. It's not great. I like the look. I like the look of it. It's a nice looking map. I like the theme, but the actual to actually play it sucks. Oh, my hair's doing my head in there. Oh, there we go. Yeah. There's been a few interesting defense strategies coming out of that first point recently. It'd be interesting to see if any of them pay out. So there's the ones where you have you play high ground, but the bit that if you're defending and you're looking at the gate, you've got the high ground just behind you on the left. No, because the Widow's sometimes up on the right on the high ground, but you've got a medium high ground behind the point. Wait, which way? If you're defending, you're standing on the point, looking at the gate. You're standing on the point, looking at the gate. You're defending. Behind you to the left is where you could sit as Zenyatta or an Ana, or up on the very high right is where your Widow sits. Yeah, so you see some strats where you have an Ana or Zenyatta on the lower high ground on the back left. But you get a Mei and an Orisa, and you Mei wall the Orisa up to the high ground, and you sit a shield down there, and you protect a Widow up there with the Orisa shield, which is probably a better way of doing it than a Rhine shield, because at least the Orisa can shoot down on the point and stuff as well. And often you'll get that Mei would just run back and switch to Lucio and get back in time, and then you've still got a proper comp. So I don't know. There's been a few interesting strategies coming out. It'd be interesting to see if any of them are good enough for Overwatch League, but it's definitely a bit more exciting than it has been in the past, in my opinion. Yeah. I think it's better after it got changed a few seasons back. But to be honest, I'm looking at the list of all these assaults, and they're not all very good, are they? To be honest, the assault maps are kind of the worst anyway. Is there an assault map any of us actually enjoy? I'm waiting. I think it's more of the map mode. It's not great. I mean, obviously some people enjoy it. I don't mind it, but it's okay. There's one thing I hate about Hanamura. That gate right at the front, right at the start. It's another one. It's a single choke point. You have the option of the window, but you're going to have flankers and stuff. And obviously at professional levels they can play to the map, but it's a personal thing with me. I'm not a fan of it because I don't trust my teammates most of the time. Yeah. Yeah. One of my favourite things to do on that map on attack was if I was playing Reinhardt, instead of going out and to the left and stopping in front of the gate, I'd go solo to the right and hide behind the van and sort of jump and charge out of it and hope that I pick up the enemy Rhine or something like that. And you charge just the perfect distance and you have just enough to get around the bell. You charge just enough distance to go all the way to the end and throw whoever you've pinned off the edge of the map, and stay on the map yourself, because they have a bit more momentum and they just fall off the end. I've done it so many times and it is the most fun thing. And half the time you get the enemy Ryan typing in match chat ... what. It's great. It's just a good feeling. I don't do it often because it is a suicide strat, essentially. Because if you die, or if you get Mei walled or anything like that, you're over and you cost your team another 15-20 seconds until you get back. So yeah, it's something that I do if I'm feeling selfish, but it's fun. Anyway, Hanamura's not on the roster. Oh yeah, but it's pretty good for Torbjorn on defense now. Or well, because they changed Torbjorn a bit as well, didn't they? So it'll be interesting. Interesting. Hate it. Move on. You actually moved on. Yeah, I like it. I'm a fan. I think it's a pretty good map. Might be an unpopular opinion, but I've got nothing against it. It's not one of the maps that when you see it on the loading screen, you're like, "Welcome to Rialto." I'm like, oh, all right. It's not like when it says, "Welcome to Temple of Anubis." I'm like, oh. Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't have. It's not often where you can't get over that bridge. It's true. That is very true. Okay. Yeah, it's decent. It's a Junkrat map. The first point is it's a Junkrat, so we might see Drake on it. That'd be cool. No, and to be fair, it's actually a pretty good one because there's lots of points on it that aren't very good for goats. So the first point on attack and defense, not particularly strong for goats. The second point on attack is it okay for goats. On defense, okay for goats. And then the third point is pretty good on attack for goats. And reasonable for defense. But there's just it's one of the maps where along the entirety of the map you've got high ground and low ground to take advantage of. But yeah, it's I quite like Dorado. We've already had a bit of a chat about it. I'm glad it's there. It is one of my favourite maps. Mm. All maps are good if they're not assault. Fair enough. Well, that's the thing with hybrid assault and escort. All three of them rely on momentum. With the control, you can lose. Yeah, you can chip away. You can lose a bit of momentum. Obviously, you can like push really hard and defend really far up. Once you've got the point, but I don't know. I don't know how often that happens. Well, probably quite a bit more in competitive top tier leagues than it does in Diamond. Yeah. Oh, looking forward to it. All right. Overwatch League is my date for Valentine's. Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That'll be. As soon as you told me about it when it was available, I assumed something was going to be available, but you were the first one to let me know. I didn't find out myself. I was straight on it. Renewed my pass like that. It was really good last time, but it felt like it was missing something, and I think they've worked on it and they've answered it for this one. So I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. Yeah, you couldn't view them as VODs for last one where you had I can't remember what it's called, but it was like the command center. You couldn't VOD. You didn't have a VOD for the command center. So yeah, it would be cool if they did it because obviously I'm not always going to be awake for these new times. Yeah, I think the Friday night, Saturday night should be okay. There's a lot, I know that, but I'll have them on and I'll probably just fall asleep to them. That's kind of what I'll do. Oh yeah, of course. That's duh. I'm gonna have it open on both my PC and on my iPad just to see if I get double tokens. Yeah. For this week, have you got a link? Let me. I'm a bit unprepared for this. Well, no, it's fine. It's fine. I'll get it. I'll get it. I'll get it. Fine. Fine. Thank you. Yeah, that'll be better. That Thursday. Yeah, Thursday, no, Friday morning. I'll definitely watch. I would like to say London, and I will say London. I hope it'll be a good game. Like, I don't want it to. I don't want it to be a thrashing. That no one enjoys watching a thrashing, unless you're a masochist or something like that. Yeah, I don't. They're too much of a powerhouse. I think. I agree. I would say gladiators. I I want to say gladiators. Okay, okay. That's our first contradiction. We're both different. I see. I see. Oh, yeah. I don't know a huge amount about either of these because they are both basically, as we were discussing earlier, they're both pretty much new teams. Um. Oh, that's a toughie. I think I'm gonna go with dragons. Yeah. I would very much like to see if they win a game. I don't want them to. I don't want the memes of 0-69. If yeah, yeah. If they win, that would be incredible. Houston. Hmm. Yeah, but again, established. Atlanta, new team. I don't know. I, I, I'm, I'll say, mayhem. I'm going to say mayhem. Oh yeah, I know. Everyone will be wanting Atlanta to win. They'll be putting so much pressure, and I think that they won't do it for their first game. They're not. I don't think they're going to disappoint, but I don't think they're going to get the win. Shock, I think. Yep. Mm. Yeah, I think it's a difficult. I don't. I think it's difficult to predict charge at this stage. Yeah, again, yeah, I'm the same. I'd like it to be charged, but as I think we mentioned, they've got loads of different teams, or they've got loads of different languages, and they just seem to be a team that's like, oh, we need to fill a roster. Let's just get anyone who's available. So yeah, I'd go Hunters. Yeah, Battle for Europe. Yeah, I I think I was going to say it's difficult to go against London, isn't it? Or to yeah, yeah, that's a difficult one. Yeah, same. Yep. LA Valiant or Spark. What was that? You've already gone Valiant? Oh, okay, okay. You got to remember that this will be Spark's second game. So I'm going to back Spark here. Yeah. Be basically run away against Shanghai. um yeah, I don't know. Again, it's Shanghai's second game. Vancouver's first. Vancouver will. Oh, yeah, I'd back Vancouver here. I think they'll get the knowledge from Shanghai's first game because that puts Shanghai at a bit of a disadvantage. They've seen them play. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I'm going with that one. That's probably the most difficult one to predict because both teams are pretty um, unchanged. Well, Houston's completely unchanged, and Boston, I think, only have like one or two changes. Oh wait, no, I'm incorrect. Boston have half a roster change. Um, well, a bit more than half. They've kept 4 players out of 12 spaces. One, sorry, out of 9. Um, well, they've got both their damage dealers are new for Boston. I don't know. This will be a difficult one. I'm, yeah, Outlaws. Yep. You think? I think depending how the first game goes, if Philly get absolutely destroyed, oh man, they did. But Atlanta might come out. So if Atlanta lose their first game, I think they'll win this one. So and I've put them down as losing. So yeah, I'm putting Atlanta for this one. Fair enough. I just think I just think Shock are the better team out of the two. Yeah, I'd put Shock for that. It depends. Will Dallas get any AKM blades? I don't know. That one's a tough one. I would probably go Sol and hope Fitz plays. Yeah. If I think about it too much, I'll contradict myself and be like, "Oh, this, that, and that." But no, Sol will probably have that. Yeah. Right. We've only gone against each other on a few picks. The last 3 games we've gone completely against each other, but there's only 1, 2, 3. So 6 of the games, yeah. Out of 12? I don't know how many games there are. 4, 8, 12, 6. So okay. So we agree on 10. We'll see how it goes out. We might be completely wrong, but at least on some of them, one of us will be right. Oh wait, no, because can you tie still? Yes, correct. Indeed. Right. Well, I think that wraps up our pre. Oh. Okay. Oh right. What's that? Overall champion. Oh, that's a toughie. My heart wants to say London Spitfire, but I don't I think it would be NYXL. Yeah, I think NYXL will come out and be like, we underperformed in the last final. We need to win this one. So yeah, overall NYXL. It hurts to go against London. I'm not gonna lie. Obviously, I want the home team to win, but yeah. I think that one's tougher because I've not seen enough. I kind of want to just throw in like I reckon Shanghai Hunters, not Shanghai Hunters, Chengdu Hunters. But no, that is tough. I think who have I predicted? That is a toughie. I think I'm going to say Philly. I think I'll say Philly. Stage 1, Philly. Yeah, because they'll want to prove something. There's like we come second overall. We're going to come out and show exactly what we are, but they'll burn out for the stage. I reckon they'll burn out in stage 3 and 4, and they won't make it. They won't even make it into the finals. That's what. Yeah, so I'm saying. Oh, you've already typed it. So how about you? They did win the stage 1 first time, didn't they? Oh yeah, but they did. Only just, but they did. So they've done it before. They can do it again. Yeah, I don't know what happened to New York, which is why I think they'll win overall. Yeah. Yeah. I can't. Yeah, I can't believe you asked these. I can't believe you've done this. You doubling down? Look, okay. I respect that. I respect that. Well, that's the fun of predictions, to see how completely wrong you get it. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like the video, be sure to like and subscribe. I've been Owen, and we'll catch you next time. Peace.